All right, we've got some breaking news. As Adrian Wojnarowski reported, LeBron James has signed a 2-year, $97.1 million extension that potentially could increase to $111 million based on what the salary cap comes in at, and we will go through all the ramifications here. Hopefully everyone is good. The second year's got a player option. It's got a trade kicker in there, which probably is not relevant right now just based on the kicker and the salary cannot exceed the maximum allowed in a deal. He does not have a no trade clause in his contract, although he's met the criteria. The reason why is that when James signed his extension in 2020, December of 2020, he did not have the no trade clause in there because he did not meet the criteria at the time. And although he has met the criteria now, you are not allowed to add that in to the extension part. However, he cannot be traded by the deadline. The extension, because it's for more than 8% in the second year of the extension, puts basically a 6-month restriction on it. When you add August, what day are we? August 17th, and the trade deadline is before that. James is not eligible to be traded here. So 2 years, $97.1 million. It's 105% off his current year. There's also, if the salary blows up here, I don't think that's going to be. That number could potentially increase. It's similar to what Damian Lillard did in Portland when you add 120% off his $44 million number. The number would be reduced down to that 2-year $97.1 million. So the likelihood it's going to be for, let me pull up his number right here. It is going to be 46.7 and 50.4. Those are going to be the numbers. They will increase if the salary cap comes in at a higher number than 133, which is we're all projecting it to come in at for next year. So we'll see what happens there. How does it impact the Lakers moving forward here? Next year, 5 players under contract. LeBron, AD, Talen Horton-Tucker's got a player option. Damian Jones got a player option. Max Christie has 1 year left on his contract. The most they can have in cap space, this is based on everyone opting into their contract, is $22 million. That number, however, will get decreased because of their first round pick, which the Pelicans have the right to swap. So you're probably looking in that $19 million range. That increases if Horton-Tucker opts out of his contract, which certainly is possible based on half the league having room. So you could potentially have $28, $29 million in room. However, if he doesn't, and he's not traded, $19 million doesn't get you much. It doesn't get you Draymond Green. It doesn't get you Kyrie Irving. It doesn't get you Andrew Wiggins, Fred VanVleet, Chris Middleton. We can go on and on. James Harden, the list of players here. You are basically in the same situation as you were in 2019 when Kawhi went to the Clippers. You had cap space, a little bit more at the time, 30, to go out and sign Danny Green, to go out and sign JaVale McGee, Alex Caruso. That's the team that went out and won a championship. So when we talk about cap space, it's sometimes overblown because of the ability. We all think we're going to go chase these stars here, where you would have $20 million to go out and fill out your roster, or does that change? Is there a deal out there to go get Kyrie Irving, as we've talked about, that you can flip Westbrook and the 2 picks, and then you would have your mid-level exception because Irving would essentially become, with his cap hold, you would basically take away room, or is it Buddy Hield and Miles Turner? I think the big question is going to be is what happens in 2024-25. LeBron, AD, the only 2 players on the roster, both have a player option here. Are the Lakers willing to take back long-term salary that exceeds into 24-25? Would both players opt out of their contracts, sign for a lower number? You could potentially have maybe 1.5 max slots here potentially. So I think the big thing is 2024-25. That's going to be the thing to keep an eye on. We'll see if there's a deal out there to maybe evaporate cap space for next offseason. If you can go out and get a player, as I just mentioned, as far as with Irving, with those 2 picks here. Remember, LeBron was only eligible to sign a 2-year extension because of the over 38 rule. If he was a free agent, he could have signed for 3 years here. He could have added the no trade clause. But I understand the lure of close to $100 million in guaranteed money based off going into next season. I'm sure the skeptics after will say, well, wait a minute, he should have just played it out. He could have massaged that number. He could have done what James Harden did in Philadelphia. And those are all valid points here. But I think when you look at it from his perspective, I'm basically coming in. I'm going to commit. Let's see what this ownership and Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss can do in the short term. And then 24-25 is going to be our big year when we can really revamp and retool this roster. So 2 years, 97.1 can increase to $111 million. He can't be traded. He's got a trade kicker. There's no trade clause in there. We talked about it there. 5 players under contract next year. Him and AD in 24-25 are the last players, only 2 players left on their deal. We'll see if there's a Westbrook deal out there. That's all I got. This is actually the 3rd video because I wanted to tweak some things around. I've got my Municipal shirt on. Go to their website, municipal.com. I love their shirts. Mark Wahlberg owns the company. I don't have a sponsorship deal with them. Maybe they'll send me some gear. If you're looking for good t-shirts, this is the company to go buy some from. What else? I'm going to do another video in a little while on the CBA and what could be changed with Tim Bontemps and Kevin Pelton. We have an article that's coming out on Thursday. So LeBron is extended. Oh, I forgot the biggest thing. Number 1 in career salary on the court among all players. $532 million has now passed Kevin Durant, who is at $508. So LeBron is the leader in the clubhouse with regards to that. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. Hopefully the people who have kids at home, they sent their kids back to school. Ours went back 2 weeks ago because of Florida. Our 16-year-old is driving. God help us all. And that is it. We finally got LeBron off the board. There's no drama, at least for now. Could you imagine that hanging over the Lakers' head all year, especially if they don't play well? LeBron is going to be traded. He's not going to resign. We don't have to worry about that right now.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.